The 1970s gave us some of the best and worst muscle cars from Dodge. Some became legends, while others should have never been made. Let's find out which ones made the mark and which ones missed the target. Worst Dodge muscle cars. Number 7. 1978 Dodge Magnum XE. The 1978 Dodge Magnum XE looked fast, but really wasn't. To begin with, it had a heavy body that made it slow. This car was more than 17 feet long and more than 6 feet wide, which made it hard to drive smoothly. Even worse, it only came with weak engines. For example, the smallest engine was a 318 cubic inch V8 with only 140 horsepower. That made the car feel tired and lazy on the road. Moving on to the next issue, the car tried to look sporty, but was not. It had hidden headlights, chrome details, and plastic parts that looked fancy. But it was just the old Dodge Charger with a new nose. There was no real speed or power. Even the most powerful engine option, a 400 cubic inch V8, only had 190 horsepower. This was very poor for a car that looked like a muscle car. Next problem was the fake performance. The car had a GT option that added wider tires, firmer steering, and fake engine-turned metal on the dashboard. But it did not give any more horsepower. So it only looked like a racer. It was all show and no go. Now, talking about the handling, the car felt like a boat. It was built on the old B-body platform, which was already old in the late 1970s. The car had a soft suspension, so it bounced around corners. Even with the optional sway bars, it still did not handle well. Adding to that, the Magnum XE came with many fake luxury items. It had shiny plastic wood inside, shag carpet, and strange red or silver roof options. The T-bar roof panels looked cool, but were not very strong and often leaked rain. The car tried to look rich, but felt cheap. Another weak point was the technology. It used Chrysler's electronic lean burn system to save fuel, but this system often failed and made it hard for the car to start. Mechanics in those days did not always know how to fix it. So, it made the car more trouble than it was worth. Looking at the final details, the car was slow, handled poorly, and was filled with useless features. The fuel economy was bad, and the size made it hard to park, though it was sold as a businessman's express. It was really just a dressed-up, slow car. All in all, the 1978 Dodge Magnum XE was one of the worst muscle cars ever made. Number 6. 1975 Dodge Dart Sport Hang 10. The 1975 Dodge Dart Sport Hang 10 looked cool but had many problems. To begin with, it was supposed to be a surf-themed muscle car, but it had no real muscle. The base engine was a slant 6-cylinder, and even the strongest option was a 360 cubic inch V8, which was not very fast for a muscle car. That made the car more of a cruiser than a racer. Moving forward, it had strange styling choices. The outside had red and blue surfer stripes, and a surfer image on the side. The inside was full of orange shag carpet and striped cloth seats. There was even orange paint on the dashboard. While this might sound fun, it made the car feel more like a toy than a serious performance machine. On the inside again, the car had fold-down rear seats and orange carpet that stretched all the way into the trunk. This was made for carrying surfboards, but the space was too short for long boards. So even its main surfing feature was not very useful. This makes it more of a pretend surf car. Next up, the driving experience was not exciting. The car used old suspension parts and had poor handling around corners. Even with stronger sway bars and better shocks, it still felt soft and shaky. It was easy to bounce or wobble when turning. That is not what anyone wants in a muscle car. Another issue was the build quality. The plastic parts inside faded fast. The sunroof option often leaks water. The vinyl roof trapped heat and made the car hot. The red dash paint could peel. These little things made the car feel cheap and badly made. Let's talk more about performance. Even when people picked the bigger V8 engine, the car was still slow compared to real muscle cars. The power was low and the automatic transmission made it feel even more lazy. Most cars from this time were getting slower, but the Hang 10 was worse because it looked fast but drove slow. Adding to that, the Hang 10 was sold as a limited edition, but it was only a trim package. It had no special power or parts under the skin. That made it more of a gimmick than a real muscle car. While other muscle cars were made to go fast, this one was made to look groovy and sell to kids who liked surfboards. All in all, the 1975 Dodge Dart Sport Hang 10 was just a regular car in a colorful costume. It had weak power, fake performance, and silly styling. That is why it stands out as one of the worst muscle cars ever. Number 5, 1979 Dodge Aspen RT. The problem started early. The 1979 Dodge Aspen RT may have looked cool with its stripes and sporty mirrors, but it was one of the worst muscle cars ever made. From the beginning, it was full of problems. The company, Chrysler, was already having money issues when this car came out. They wanted it to replace the Dart, but instead of improving things, it made everything worse. Next came trouble fast. The car had so many recalls. By the time it was 3 years old, it had become the most recalled car ever. There were problems with the seatbelts, the brakes, and even the fuel system. The front fenders rusted so badly that they had to be changed for new ones made with better metal. Even the control arms came loose, which is very dangerous. Later things got worse. Some Aspens were missing muffler heat shields. Others had brake lines that rusted quickly. The steering parts were not put together well. The engine seals melted and the hood did not close properly. These are not small problems, these are big safety issues. Now, let's talk about power. The Aspen RT came with a V8 engine, but it was not exciting. It made only 150 horsepower. That sounds good until you realize the car had very tall gear ratios and heavy parts. It felt slow and lazy, even with a loud exhaust sound that made you expect more. When driving, it felt like it was gathering speed slowly, like picking berries, not racing. Then, you noticed the build. The inside had lots of plastic and rough cloth. The doors made a strange sound when shut. The shift needle fell off, so you had to count clicks to pick a gear. Things kept breaking. The heater leaked after just 1 year, and the front brakes froze. However, Chrysler said these problems were normal wear and tear. Moving to the ride now. It had a big steering wheel that felt nice, but the steering itself was too soft. The suspension helped it feel okay on smooth roads, and the seats were not too bad in corners. But a muscle car is supposed to be strong and fast, not just not too bad. And still more to mention. Only about 1,000 of these RTs were made in 1979. Most had problems. Some were fixed later, but the damage was already done. Even though some owners made small changes, most people still remember the Aspen RT as a failure. Number 4, 1973 Dodge Charger base. The 1973 Dodge Charger base looked like a muscle car, but it had very little muscle inside. While other cars were slowing down at the same time, this Charger lost most of its strength and power. Even with fewer choices for engines, more people bought it, but they didn't get what they expected. At first glance, it tricks you. It still had a wide, sporty shape and a big, bold front, but under the hood, the base engine was a small slant 6 that made only 105 brake horsepower. Even the V8 upgrade gave just 150 brake horsepower. For a car that looked fast, it really was not. As we moved on, the design didn't help. The body stayed the same as before, and though the grille changed a little to meet bumper rules, it didn't improve the car's performance or strength. It had to pass soft crash rules, like 5 miles per hour at the front and 2.5 miles per hour at the back. So rubber blocks were added, but these made it heavier without making it better. Next came more letdowns. The 4 headlights were no longer hidden, which made the front look cheaper. The taillights had 22 tiny bulbs, but that didn't make the car cooler or stronger. Even the roofline was shaped differently, but only for looks. Now we look inside. There were many options like power steering, sunroof, fancy radios, and even an 8-track player. But these added weight, not speed. Power brakes and windows were nice, but they didn't change the fact that this car moved like a turtle dressed as a cheetah. Moving to performance now, even the rally package didn't help enough. It gave you sway bars and a bulged hood, but with the weak engines it was just pretending. The big engines cost more and were rare. Most people got stuck with a weak version. And finally, too many colors fooled people. Dodge offered more than 20 paint choices, but no color could hide the truth. It looked like a muscle car, but moved like anything but one. Number 3, 1975 Dodge Coronet. Starting with the look, the 1975 Dodge Coronet tried to act like a tough car, but ended up looking more like a plain family sedan. It had a long hood and a big body, yet it lacked the bold spirit of real muscle cars. With just one headlight on each side, the front design felt old-fashioned and weak. Let's talk about the power. Under the hood, the Coronet came with small engines that could not keep up with muscle car expectations. Most had V8 engines, or inline-six motors that made the car move slowly. Even with the largest option, the power was just not enough. It had about 250 horsepower in special police versions. But regular cars were even less exciting. Looking inside now, the cabin was simple, with vinyl seats and a basic radio. The air conditioning was extra, and not even that strong. The materials were plain, and nothing inside felt fast or sporty. The Coronet focused more on being cheap than being cool or quick. Next up is handling. On bumpy roads, the car felt soft, like a couch on wheels. But when turning fast or going around corners, it leaned too much and felt like it would tip over. Muscle cars should feel tight and fun, but the Coronet felt heavy and sleepy. Thinking about the police use, even though some departments bought them, that doesn't make it strong. It was just cheaper than other cars and a little lighter than bigger models. The real muscle was missing. Even with the same engine, some stronger cars had. Now let's look at the numbers. Dodge sold about 85,000 Coronets that year, with more than 15,000 as wagons. But the next year, sales dropped by half. That shows people lost interest fast. One last thing. The Coronet had many colors, like buttercream and green, but paint can't fix poor power. It wasn't fast, it wasn't sporty, and even though it looked big, it wasn't bold. For a muscle car, it did everything softly, and that's what made it one of the worst. Number 2, 1971, Dodge Demon 340. Not everyone liked the 1971 Dodge Demon 340. At first glance, it might have seemed like a fun little car, but when you look closer, problems pop up fast. To begin with, it had a 340 cubic inch V8 engine that was said to make 275 horsepower. But that number wasn't real. Most say it was just for show, and some think it was actually weaker. Also, this engine needed to rev high to feel fast, so it didn't have that quick push you'd expect from a muscle car. It did not feel strong at low speeds, which made it not so fun for daily driving. Moving on, it only came with a coupe body, which made it less practical. You could get it with a 3-speed manual or an automatic, but neither made it special. The 4-speed manual with a Hurst shifter was better, but that was an extra cost. Speaking of cost, the car was supposed to be cheap muscle, but it still didn't offer much value. The standard wheels were 14 inches wide by 5.5 inches, which were small and looked weak under the car. With bias-ply tires and drum brakes in the rear, stopping fast was not always safe. Another problem was its looks. While some people liked the stripes and scoops, others felt the styling was trying too hard. Inside the car, things didn't get better. The bench seats were plain, and the materials used were not great. There was fake wood grain on the dash, and the gauges felt cheap. It came with only basic features like a heater and simple dome light. Many things that made other cars feel special were just optional here. Next up is how it is handled. Even though it had heavy-duty shocks and springs, it still felt bouncy and loose when turning. The steering was slow, taking 5.3 turns lock to lock, unless you paid more for power steering. That's a lot of work just to park. For racing fans, the rear axle might have looked good on paper, but if you got the open differential instead of the sure grip, traction was poor. Add in the small bolt pattern wheels and rare wheel options, and it was hard to customize. Looking at rust issues, the Demon was known to have weak spots, especially where the torsion bars connected under the car. That meant if it rusted there, fixing it was hard. So even though it was fast on paper, the 1971 Dodge Demon 340 turned out to be a letdown. Number 1, 1971 Dodge Charger RT 446 pack. The 1971 Dodge Charger RT with the 440 cubic inch 6-pack engine might look cool, but looks can be tricky. Right from the start, this car was already behind. Dodge had just changed the body style that year, making it wider and bulkier. Instead of looking strong and clean, it came off as heavy and awkward. Even though the designers called it fuselage styling, it didn't help the car stand out in a good way. Now, let's talk about the engine. On paper, the 446 pack sounded strong, with 3 two-barrel carburetors and a power rating of 385 horsepower. But this was the gross rating, not what drivers really felt. The truth was this big engine was hard to keep in tune, and often didn't run right unless you were a mechanic. This made the car feel rough and fussy when driving. Plus, the car came with a short 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty. That was a big sign the company didn't trust the engine either. The next problem is handling. Even with heavy-duty shocks, a sway bar, and special leaf springs, the Charger didn't feel sharp. The car was big, wide, and hard to turn quickly. Parking was a pain too. And when you added the SuperTrack pack option with 4.10 rear gears, the engine revved really high at normal speeds. That meant loud noise and worse gas mileage. This was a muscle car you couldn't really live with every day. Moving forward, the Ram Charger hood looked cool, but had a door you had to open from inside the car. Most people forgot to use it, and it didn't make much difference anyway. And the styling features like fake door vents didn't do anything but try too hard. Now to the inside. The new dash and bucket seats were supposed to feel sporty, but the materials felt cheap. A basic tachometer cost extra, and even a simple radio was not included unless you paid more. The car's speedometer showed 150 miles per hour, but it was mostly for show. Add to that the high cost of insurance and rising fuel prices, and you get why this car flopped. Only a small number were sold, and even fewer came with the six-pack. So while it might seem like a rare gem, the 1971 Dodge Charger RT 446-pack was a tough car to live with and a clear miss in the muscle car world. Number 6, 1970, Dodge Challenger RT Convertible. The 1970 Dodge Challenger RT Convertible stands as one of the best muscle cars ever made. Under its long hood rests a 426 cubic inch Hemi V8 engine that produces an amazing 425 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. What makes this particular Challenger so impressive is that it is one of only 5 built with both the Hemi engine and a 4-speed manual transmission. This rare pairing brings out the best of the car's performance, making it a dream for anyone who loves to drive. Moving into the engine details, the HEMI V8 was more than just big numbers. It had a high compression ratio, forged internals, and cylinder heads designed for maximum airflow. Together, these features helped the car unleash power in a way that few others could at the time. The 4-speed manual transmission added full control to the experience, letting the driver really feel the connection between the road and the machine. Few cars of the era could match its level of precision and response. Design-wise, the Challenger RT Convertible delivered a bold, powerful look that still turns heads today. Its wide grille stretched across the front, giving it a commanding presence. The sides of the car followed the Coke bottle shape, with flared rear fenders that added to the sporty style. In the back, 2 wide taillights filled most of the rear panel and featured a brushed aluminum strip with Dodge in bold letters, leaving no question about the car's identity. Inside the car, the level of comfort and detail made it stand out even more. When equipped with the special edition package, the Challenger added leather and vinyl bucket seats that felt both sporty and upscale. A center console offered a set of warning lights to keep the driver informed, and the optional Rally Dash brought performance-style gauges to the cabin. The formal rear window also added a sleek look while helping to reduce wind noise. Altogether, the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT Convertible was more than just fast. It had the perfect mix of power, control, luxury, and rare design. Its limited production makes it special, but its features and performance are what make it one of the best cars from the golden era of American muscle. Number 5, 1970 Dodge Charger RT. The 1970 Dodge Charger RT stands out as the best muscle car ever built. Right from the start, it looks fast, even when standing still. Covered in bold, plum-crazy purple paint, with a black vinyl roof and black bumblebee stripe, this Charger catches every eye. Moving to the front, hood pins and a special performance hood paint treatment give it that race-ready look. Stepping inside, the Charger shows its class. Right away, the A47 Special Edition package brings in soft charcoal and black leather seats, a sports steering wheel, and wood grain dash with the famous tick-tock-tock. There are bucket seats, a center console, pedal dress-up, power windows, and an AM and FM radio with 2 rear speakers. These small touches make a big difference in comfort and style. Under the hood, the power is serious. At the heart of the Charger is a 440 cubic inch V8 engine. It has been bored 30 thousandths of an inch over and fitted with Speed Pro 6-pack pistons. A Mopar performance camshaft with iron rocker arms brings smooth and powerful movement. The aluminum heads by Edelbrock and a true 6-pack intake with 3 tuned Holley carburetors give the engine huge breathing power. More importantly, this engine is not just for show. It has a compression ratio of 10.4 to 1 and gives over 500 horsepower. On the dyno, it showed 461 horsepower and over 520 pound-feet of torque. Even better, that test used only the center carb, so the real number is even higher. Down low, strong support continues. The A31 high-performance axle package adds an 8-inch rear end with 3.91 gears and sure grip. It includes 11-inch heavy-duty drum brakes and power assist, rally suspension, thick torsion bars, polyurethane bushings, and reinforced torque boxes keep the ride tight and strong. For the street, radial tires go on. For the show, wide F60 15-inch Goodyear, polyglass tires fit perfectly on rally wheels. From every side, this Charger is the complete muscle car. What makes it best is not just the looks or the speed, but the careful balance of both. It gets attention wherever it goes, whether on display or on the road. Even better, every part, from paint to pistons, was rebuilt with care over 8 years of work. Because of all this, the 1970 Dodge Charger RT earns its place as the best muscle car. Number 4. 1971 Dodge Charger Super Bee 440 6-pack. No doubt, the 1971 Dodge Charger Super Bee 440 6-pack proves itself to be the best muscle car of its time. With no Super Bee stripes and a working Ram Charger hood scoop, this bold and powerful car shows off clean lines and a real race-ready look. At first glance, it is clear this car means business. Rolling forward with style, it rides on 15-inch color-matched steel wheels with dog-dish hubcaps. Wrapped in strong Goodyear polyglass tires, the stance is wide and tough. Beneath, the car holds rally suspension with front torsion bars, rear leaf springs, and a front sway bar for strong handling. Old-school manual drum brakes bring the stopping power. Now, in the cabin, the Super Bee keeps things classic with black vinyl seats, matching carpets, and wood grain trim on the dash and doors. A center console adds space and cool style, while the Hurst pistol grip shifter gives full control of the 4-speed manual gearbox. This setup brings the driver close to the muscle car feel. The gauges show oil, fuel, heat, charge, and speed up to 150 miles per hour. Then comes the real magic. Deep under the hood is the powerful 440 cubic inch V8 engine, topped with 3 Holley 2-barrel carburetors. This 6-pack setup delivers both roar and rush. The engine was pulled out by the first owner after drag racing use but was carefully kept safe. In the late 1980s, the second owner brought it back home, putting the original motor where it belonged. The car now has its numbers-matching engine once again. For power to the pavement, an A833 4-speed manual transmission is used. In the back, a Dana 60 rear axle with a 3.54 to 1 sure grip differential helps with serious traction. Repairs and tuning were handled at a trusted shop in Wisconsin, keeping the car running strong and smooth. Even more important, this car is rare. Dodge made only about 5,000 Super Bees in 1971, and this one is said to be one of around 30 built with this exact setup. The matching parts and strong condition make it stand out. Inside and out, everything works, from the gauges to the lights. In every part of the car, from its tough body to its 6-pack engine, the Dodge Charger Super Bee proves itself a true legend. This is what makes it the best muscle car of its kind. Number 3. 1973 Dodge Challenger Rallye 340. Looking bright and bold in top banana yellow, the 1973 Dodge Challenger Rallye 340 stands out as the best muscle car of its class. Starting with the outside, the color pops against the black vinyl roof and blacked-out tail panel. The Rally package adds sharp strobe-style side stripes and a special sport hood with 340 emblems that give the car a fast look even when parked. Moving along the wheels, factory 15-inch Rally rims with chrome beauty rings hold BF Goodrich white letter tires. These strong tires help the car grip the road. From the factory, this Challenger also came with front disc brakes for better stopping power. With simulated louvers, drip rail moldings, and chrome exhaust tips, every detail was built to impress. Now, stepping inside, the black vinyl bucket seats and full-length center console show a clean and classic look. Wood grain trim wraps around the dash, door panels, and instrument cluster. The car has air conditioning, though the seller notes the condenser coil leaks, but a new part is included. An AM radio sits in the dash to keep the sound old school. A tachometer shows up to 7,000 revolutions per minute, and the speedometer reaches 150 miles per hour. Under the hood comes the real fun. The 340 cubic inch V8 engine uses a 4-barrel carburetor and came with 240 horsepower when new. That is a lot of strength for a car this size. The engine connects to a TorqueFlite 3-speed automatic transmission with a pistol grip shifter. That means quick gear changes and easy control on the road. Now, looking underneath, the dual exhaust system ends with 4 chrome tips. The sound is deep and smooth, just like a real muscle car should be. The Sure Grip rear axle with 3.23-to-1 gearing sends power to both rear wheels to help keep traction tight during takeoff. Digging deeper into the car's story, it comes with a broadcast sheet showing all the factory details. This includes the original engine and transmission codes, trim codes, and more. The car also comes with records going back to the 1980s and an owner's manual, showing that people took good care of it. From front to back, the 1973 Dodge Challenger Rallye 340 brings style, power, and rare features together. With factory options, a strong engine, and standout looks, this muscle car deserves to be called the best in its group. Number 2, 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger 340. The 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger 340 is one of the best muscle cars that combines power, style, and affordability. It was designed to be a budget-friendly muscle car, but packed a punch with its 340 cubic inch V8 engine. This engine gave the Dart a solid 275 horsepower, which was impressive for its size. The car's lightweight and powerful engine made it quick off the line, giving drivers the thrill they sought. One of the standout features of the Swinger 340 is its design. It had a sporty and sleek look that made it a true head-turner. The car came with a bumblebee stripe on the rear, a low-profile hood scoop with the 340S emblem, and a wide stance. The body was a 2-door hardtop, which gave it a smooth and aggressive silhouette. The Swinger 340 was also available in 5 high-impact colors, like Hemi Orange and Plum Crazy, making it stand out even more on the road. The rally suspension system in the Swinger 340 helped it handle better than many other muscle cars. The front suspension was upgraded with heavier torsion bars, and the rear used a 6-leaf spring setup to handle the power from the engine. This made the car stable and easy to drive, whether on tight corners or straight highways. The front disc brakes and rear drum brakes provided solid stopping power, while the Sure Grip differential with 3.23 gears made sure that the power from the engine reached the rear wheels without slipping. Inside, the Dart Swinger 340 didn't hold back. The Rally instrument cluster had a speedometer that went up to 150 miles per hour and included 4 engine gauges. The car's interior was stylish, with bucket seats and a center console. For those who wanted a more comfortable drive, options like air conditioning and a sunroof were available. Although the interior was simple, it was designed to enhance the driving experience without unnecessary distractions. What made the Dart Swinger 340 even more special was its engine. The 340 cubic inch engine had a forged steel crankshaft, heavy-duty rods, and high-flow exhaust manifolds, giving it the durability and power that made it a standout in its class. Paired with the TorqueFlite automatic transmission, this muscle car was not just about looks, it was all about performance. The Dart Swinger 340 combined everything a muscle car enthusiast could want. With its powerful engine, sporty design, and solid handling, it offered an unbeatable experience. Whether on the road or at a car show, this car stands out as one of the best in its class. Number 1, 1972 Dodge Charger RT440 Magnum. The 1972 Dodge Charger RT440 Magnum stands out as one of the best muscle cars ever made. It has a strong, aggressive look that makes it a true American muscle machine. First, the exterior is mostly original and in great shape. The body is solid, with only the quarter panels being resprayed. There's a little rust at the bottom of the driver's fender, but it's minimal. The trim chrome and vinyl top are all in excellent condition, showing off the care given to this classic car. The vacuum-operated functional air grabber is a cool feature that adds to the muscle car feel, making it even more desirable. Next, the front end of the car is built to impress. It features concealed headlights, which open and close perfectly, and sport mirrors that give it a sleek look. The bumper, grille, and emblem are all in very good condition, contributing to the overall impressive front design. In addition, the 15-inch rally wheels are in excellent condition, complete with the correct polyglass tires and trim rings. The stripes on the hood are another highlight that adds a sporty touch to the exterior. As we move inside, the Charger impresses even more. The interior is completely original and in outstanding condition, showing very little wear. The seats, carpet, and dash are all in excellent shape, and the factory AM/FM radio still plays clearly through all 4 speakers. The rear buddy cushion serves as an armrest, making the cabin even more comfortable. The car also comes with factory rally gauges, which are in great condition, and the cushion grip steering wheel is not cracked at all. It's clear that this interior has been well maintained. The engine compartment is another area where this car shines. While the original 440 engine is out for preservation, a strong-running 440 engine with over 400 horsepower has been put in place. It uses the original intake and carburetor, and the original air cleaner assembly is complete and functions perfectly. The original engine is still in good shape, with all its parts intact, including the crank, rods, pistons, and exhaust manifolds. This proves that the car has been taken care of and the engine is in top condition. Finally, the trunk compartment is original and clean. It still has the original weather strip and mat, along with the jack and spare tire, which is a G60 tire. The fender tag is still in place, showing the car's authenticity. All these details add up to make this Dodge Charger RT 440 Magnum one of the best muscle cars you can find. So, there you have it. The best and worst Dodge muscle cars from the 1970s. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more car content.